give up! Come on, body! Don't give out on me now! I feel so drained, my body's thrashed! I can hardly move yet. And this is to go even further beyond!
Alright, what's going on, guys? So I just want to make this video real quick, okay, before the Canadian junior game, because, you know, I'm from Canada and the juniors are kind of a big fucking deal. And they did beat Denmark 14-0 last night, which is just absurd. Anyway, this video, I just want to take a moment to talk about why there's so much hate inside the calisthenics community. And what I mean by that is, like, a lot of calisthenics, you know, practitioners and stuff often do work out alone, because I know myself, nobody else around where I am practices calisthenics, which is exactly why I ended up making this group, Calisthenics Worldwide, on Facebook. So if you're watching this video and you're not part of it, join it. I'll link it in the description. It's an awesome group. It's supportive, but that is what brings me to talk about this. Now, I'm in another, well, I was in another calisthenics group, and I post, you know, a lot of live workouts and stuff like that, and then just like compilation videos and everything, and I'll post them in different groups, you know, be it my group, another one's old school, calisthenics community, etc. There's a lot of them, and the one that I happened to post in the other day was calisthenics community. It's a very small group, very dead group, but I figured I'll share my video there, and then if anybody who sees the video, you know, kind of likes the training or is impressed, or, you know, it's a very dead group, so I was hoping that I would spur some sort of activity, get some people maybe to come over, but instead I ended up running into number one was one of my old haters, or guys who just like to troll me a lot, because as you know, I don't block people. That's just not how I really approach anything. My way has always been the, you know what, if you think you're better, then how about a calisthenics challenge? So naturally I share my videos, and I ended up getting a notification for a comment from one of the people in that group. Now, just a moment. This guy is the same person who, you know, used to troll me in the past. He happened to make another account under the same name, because I finally did block him after, you know, countless, you know, blah blah blah, you're so this, and, you know, the classic chances response, if you're not familiar with it, is the calisthenics challenge. So it comes down to the old fuck you if you think aesthetics are so much better, and that, you know, my strength should be, you know, not I don't want to say like respected, but just not like even really noticed, or you know, validated, because I have a little bit of chunk on me, as you can see right here. You know, I got a little bit of fat, but again, I don't train for aesthetics. I do not give a fuck about aesthetics. I tell everybody that. Hopefully you all know by now. I just care about getting stronger. And I don't understand why, with the calisthenics like whole community being as small as it is already, that it has to resort to being something that's online, because a lot of people, such as myself, do not even have training partners. Like, the reality is nobody here where I train even gives a shit about calisthenics, let alone is willing to train it. So that's why I ended up making Calisthenics Worldwide on Facebook. So it's a place where you can go, you can post your videos and not have to worry about like some asshole being like, you know, you call this a muscle up? I've seen better muscle ups in fucking CrossFit, blah blah blah. Maybe, you know, if you lost a little bit of weight, which is fucking irrelevant, because relative strength is just that, it's relative strength to your body weight. So again, the reference I always use is strongmen, and, you know, look at a lot of feats they have. Well, they're well overweight, and, you know, they carry muscle mass, but still they do carry a lot of fat on them too. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I know people who train hard and get results, they really want people to like notice them and really, you know, in a way validate. And I don't know why, I know I'm like that too myself, but I just love posting videos because, you know, to me, honestly, my view of it is that I may not look like I'm in the best shape, but the reason I do the live workouts is because I do the fucking reps, and I'm not going to be clowned by some guy being like, you know, you say you do this in your workout, but look at your physique, and you know, I don't believe it, it's bullshit. And if I only posted one of my sets, then I could easily be called a liar. And I just really love training and getting stronger. But a lot of guys want to relate fitness, and I think bodybuilding's a lot to blame for this, be it the bigorexia or, you know, what have you, that is going on there, because I don't know why a lot of people get into bodybuilding, but for the most part, I'm assuming it's insecurity and just never, you know, really being happy with themselves and where they're at, or maybe there's something worse. Maybe they were like, you know, bullied. It's always the same shit. It's those people who want to like get bigger and lift heavier and heavier and heavier. But at the end of the day, and this is my personal belief, and you can disagree with it too, but I really don't care either way. Outside of the gym, absolutely nobody, and I mean nobody, 0 people give a shit how big you are. And the only people who do, that I've noticed from my years of training, have been other guys. Now, I don't know why it's always a competition between people, like why I see in a lot of these bodybuilding groups that like I'm in, but I don't really post much in. It's always the same stuff. It's posting pictures of themselves shirtless and flexing for likes and this and that. And there's never like actual videos of like them training, which I understand because bodybuilding is about molding your body. But even there's a lot of hate, and like you can just see how envious people are. And I'm not saying that's the case with me, because I don't know why anybody would be envious of me, because like I said, this guy's calling me like, he's calling me fat, he's saying blah blah blah, you know, you won't do my challenge because this and that, maybe if you lose 20 pounds, he says. And I'm like, fine, if I lose 20 pounds I'll do the challenge. And then he goes, you know, the challenge doesn't mean anything, screw the challenge anyway, so whatever, fuck him. But that's my response, just because, and Calisthenics Worldwide is like a super open group, and I want to be supportive of everybody. And hopefully if anybody's a dick, then you know what, you can just let me know or just block them, because hopefully they shouldn't be like that. But I don't think that aesthetics, you know, being like 5% body fat and this and that, should be put above like just overall health and obviously strength, because strength is just the most important thing that I train for anyway. I just don't get it, because I know I get triggered way too easily, and everybody who is in my group and watches my videos definitely knows that. I do get triggered for fucking a lot of stupid shit that people will say. But for me, I don't really know. Like, I'm trying to think of a good way to talk about it, but you don't, as long as you're happy with what you're doing and you're progressing at what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not in this to fucking get the approval of everybody else and stuff like that. Like, even when I was in the moderator for Dominic Sky's group, and there was like, you know, 13,000 people, a lot of the times people disagreed with my videos there. I got a lot of likes. I got a lot more likes than I did in my group. I don't care. But like, at the end of the day, what's it really mean? Nothing. Like, if you're not getting stronger for yourself and you're not happy with where you're at, then it shouldn't matter what anybody says. And I think, yeah. So if you're happy with how you're training and what you're training for, then don't ever let some fucking dickweed on the internet get you all riled up and shit. And if he did ever, like, if somebody is talking down about your training in my group and stuff like that, I just think, you know, you should just do a challenge. Like, if somebody says, you know what, this looks like you could work on it, like you're not fully locked out on your planche, but in your mind you think you're locked out in your planche, then do a friendly like video challenge. Let's see what this guy has that you don't. And maybe when you really look at it back that way, you'll realize, you know, I was you know, maybe my arms were locked out to right here and not right here. And when you're watching his video and you play it back in your head and you're like, okay, well, that's what I'm doing wrong. So now it makes a little bit more sense. I appreciate that. Now I can train it the right way and get stronger. You don't have to like go on this fucking attack on people, because it just, for one, it just makes you look like an asshole. And I don't know much about that group. Like I said, it's a massive troll group. And once the one guy chimed in, another guy who I had blocked before made, he was on his 4th account just to comment on my stuff. So again, he just puts fatty, blah, 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 bound, like little gifs of fat people. And I'm like, you know what, whatever, if this is what you do and this is how, I don't know. I offered him a challenge. He didn't want to do it. What the fuck can you do, right? I don't think he could planche. I don't think he could front lever. I don't even think he locked out his sets and reps from a couple of videos I did see on him. So I mentioned that and I said, you know what, in this challenge, let's do clean form though. And then we can just see where you're at and why you feel like you're so superior and, you know, have to just let me know constantly on all my posts because I don't block people. It's just not what I do. But yeah. So that's probably going to be the end of my rant for today. Just stay humble, you know, be humble, be supportive, because everybody who trains calisthenics, we all want to, you know, improve, get stronger, get better. There's no need to be an asshole and bring others down for no reason, just because, you know, you may be happy or unhappy with your own progress. So that's it. Feel free to join Calisthenics Worldwide on Facebook if you want, my group. There's no assholes there. You can post, you can learn, do whatever, subscribe if you give a fuck. I appreciate it. Maybe I can get big enough to go take down all those big shots at some point. Go fix Brownie, Dunham, Fenex, all those guys who are just friggin' ruining calisthenics on YouTube right now. Appreciate you if you listen to the rant. Solid.